Hello, welcome to this crossover crisis. It may not be the one you're expecting, but it's the one we're doing today. I'm Crystal.
I'm Colton.
Yep. And
Yep.
yep. And we said we were gonna do Doctor Strange.
Mhm.
And I won't try to get into too much specifics because Colton here still hasn't seen it yet. At this the time we record, but you're watching it tonight, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But as it turns out, they bamboozled us, and it's not a crossover at all. And as such, does not fit the podcast. So, in a very last minute decision, we decided to cover another OKKO episode. Because
It's never a bad thing.
yeah, I love the show, and it has a few crossover episodes. So today we will be covering the Captain Planet crossover, which I have opinions on. But before we get to that, how have you been since last we recorded? It's been a little longer because we were trying to do it like right after the movie came out, and then with the change, after I saw the movie and I was like, oh, that's not gonna work.
Hang out.
Still very
No,
good though.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to see it. I've been well. Just finished up finals and stuff, so I'm glad that the semester's over. Now it's time to find a job, and I'm not super looking forward to that.
Not super looking forward to that.
No. How about you?
I've been all right. I actually I dropped my classes.
You gotta do it sometimes.
You gotta do it sometimes.
Who cares?
Some people cared.
Nah.
We'll move on.
It's your race. It's your race.
No, we'll move on. We'll move on from that. No, it's fine. It's fine. It'll all be fine. I have been searching for an apartment and have found success.
Hell yeah.
In that should be moving in July. I've told you about that. Another thing, you and I have something coming up. A few months out, but something coming up that I'm very excited for.
A little spicy. I am so excited.
Yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna go to a Lil Nas X concert.
Yep.
And that's exciting. We'll get to see each other for like the first time since you moved away.
A couple of years, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Probably make a whole weekend out of it. I imagine we will even record an in-person podcast while we're there. That'd be fun.
Not? That'd be awesome.
I have an idea for that. I think it's gonna be. I think we're also gonna do a stream together, and we're gonna have the podcast be about the game that we play on that stream. So.
Is it Kingdom Hearts?
No, not Kingdom Hearts.
I was like, is it gonna be?
No, it's gonna be something we can actually play together.
Okay.
Or against each other. Oh.
It's
not Smash Brothers. I don't. It's not Smash Brothers. It's here. I'll just say now. It's Fortune Street.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be done. Let's do it.
Yeah. So expect that in like September.
A little ways down.
Yeah, not soon, but it'll come quicker than you realize.
Holy shit! Yeah.
So
I mean, it's already May. So.
It's already May.
Ridiculous.
It was so baffling because I was just scrolling through TikTok and I saw someone like reviewing Target's Pride collection for this year, which by the way, like actually pretty good compared to last year's. Last year's I was like, I was very clear. I was like, you have no young people working on your team here at all, but this year they definitely do. It's good, and I know there's definitely a whole debate about rainbow capitalism and them just trying to profit off of us, and I am fully like that's a debate that needs to happen. But Target is a place that I don't feel qualms about because they support the LGBTQ community year round.
Does make up for it quite a bit.
Which unlike other companies who will be donating to certain politicians, then turn around and be like, oh, but watch our movies. Disney. Oh, sorry. Got some allergies going on or something here.
No, it's all good. I was checking if there's pollen or something in
Yeah,
the air. So.
yeah. Even though we're in like different states or whatever.
Yeah.
um. No, no. But I mean, I don't know. I
I
I
see this.
I'm happy with. Going back to on that. Oh, I've completely lost the point of what I was saying.
We
Hold
were
on.
talking about
I was about to go to
Target's
tangent.
good
I know. I
collection.
was about to like take a separate tangent from my tangent, which I do often. It's called having ADHD. Um,
Got to do it to him.
Gotta do it to him. I had to do it to him. Um, um, but anyway, I saw the videos on TikTok and I was like, what? Why are they showing this off already? And I was like, it's May. This comes out next month, or actually probably now, because they probably could like get it out, just get it on the shelves a little early.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It literally feels like just like a few weeks ago we were like, Happy New Year.
Right.
Then yeah, no,
Yeah.
stupid. It's already May.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, I am like, while criticizing Disney as a whole, and they definitely deserve it. That same thing doesn't apply to the people who work there who are trying to make change happen. And I think Marvel's taken huge steps right now between Eternals and slightly smaller step with Doctor Strange, but it's there. We have a character wearing a pride pin the entire movie. She has two moms. They refused to censor that out for foreign releases of the film.
That time.
And that's good. And so I want to see, more of that. Hopefully we're not too far off from actually having a queer character lead a movie or show. Probably show. It'll probably be show. Shows are, but
Gotta start somewhere.
gotta start somewhere. Um, but yeah, it was I liked the movie so much. Oh my god,
I'm so excited. To see
yeah,
it.
it's scary actually.
Isn't Sam Raimi like
Yeah.
known for being like a horror director?
He's a horror director, but like it's fucking like there were just moments I was like, wow, he did not hold back on this one. Cause like
that makes me happy.
I was kind of expecting maybe the tone of like his Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, but Doctor Strange is a character that lends to horror more, and Sam Raimi leaned into it hard. There's plenty of jump scares, plenty of body horror, plenty of just
body horror. Eh?
Oh, there's a scene I'm thinking of in particular that like where I saw that and I was like, oh shit is real, huh? Don't take your kids to this one. It's not for the kids.
Okay.
It's not for the kids.
Dang, good for Sam Raimi though.
Yeah.
Honestly, like you said, like Spider-Man's a little bit more grounded in real, just like a little.
And
I'm like just a little teensy bit. But
it didn't pick up over here, so you're good. But,
oh hell yeah.
Yeah. But for sure. Not to say he didn't flex his horror muscles at all when he did those. I think back to the hospital scene in Spider-Man 2 where they're trying to saw Oc's arms off. Like it's like, okay, I can see the horror influence here. But Multiverse of Madness is just straight up horror movie.
That's awesome. Yeah. Good for Marvel stepping out and doing that too.
Mm-hmm. I swear it's like it's this close to being R-rated. Like they pushed the fucking PG-13 limit.
That's awesome. I'm happy for that. I'm not much of a body horror guy, but I mean I like to fly, but that's really it. I feel like most people like to fly, but
I will say it's not.
Out and did that.
The body horror in it is not anything long lasting. It's
okay, good.
It's not like there is a character who is body horror that just I don't know if I can. Now that I'm saying that, I don't know if I can agree with what I'm saying. Different levels. There's a zombie is the most that it gets for like long term. But there's some more intense stuff that you get for like short term.
I dig that.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad Sam Raimi did that and pushed it a little bit. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's great. They'd be stupid not to make more movies with him directing. They'd be stupid. Sony'd be stupid not to make Spider-Man 4 right now. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4.
Totally.
Everyone wants it. The fans want it. Sam Raimi wants it. Toby wants it. Kirsten Dunst wants it.
Yep.
Just
That would
fucking
just rake in money. It would
yeah.
just bring them so much money. It's not
It,
even funny.
and we're supposedly getting a break from Tom Holland's movies for a little bit. He wants to take a break, so like, hey, fill in that gap with the good old Tobey Maguire right there.
Mm-hmm. Easy peasy.
We'll see what happens. Fingers crossed, right?
Yeah.
But as for what I've been up to, I can't really say it's been much since last time. I'm
Just hanging
pretty,
out.
just hanging out.
Yeah. Well, you've been apartment hunting too, and that
I
always
have
seems
been,
like
yeah,
taking up a ton of time. So
yeah. But hopefully that's over. Hopefully, because I know it's not like official that'll get this place, but like it's. I'd argue like a 98% chance. So
that's pretty good.
I'm not too worried about it.
Hell yeah. No, that's awesome. Plus,
Yeah.
that's really nice too. So
Yeah, yeah. Because I've shown you the floor plan. That, and you'll be up at it as long as we get that place. You'll be hanging out for a little bit. So
hell yeah.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm also just like I'm excited to see you in person.
Yeah, honestly, it has been a hot minute.
A hot minute.
Way too long, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I really should. It's so hard because I always am like, I want to get back to Indiana so bad, and then it's like, well, do I want to drive 8 hours by myself? And do I want to take the time off work? And it's always stupid shit like that. I just need to do it.
Well, and once I have my own place, it'll be, easier to have you over more often if you'll.
Oh hell yeah.
You'll do that, and just other people. It's so much easier to like arrange, like spending long periods of time with people. Where it's just like, hey, yeah, come to my place for a weekend.
Exactly. Yeah. No, 100%. When you have your own crib, life is 10 times easier.
Yeah. But yeah. As you can see, I still have my background for the viewers out there. You can see I still have my background set up for Doctor Strange. That's how last minute this change was. I built that Lego set. That was fun. That was something I did the other night.
Can't go wrong with Legos.
Yeah, I hadn't. When was the last time I built Lego set before that? Probably the Pride set they did. I don't remember if that was 2020 or 2021 though.
Is that the flag one with all the?
It's a flag with all the people. Yeah, I really like that set.
I wanted that one so bad.
Yeah.
Did they? I don't know. Did they still make that? Did they still release it?
That's a great question. I don't know. It probably was. It was a good set. I liked that set a lot. Yeah. It was very simple but very fun to build. Yeah. Especially like good price per minifigure too, because usually I've noticed Lego isn't really charging by piece count as much as by minifigure count now. Mm-hmm. But it helps that it wasn't a licensed set.
Yeah, true.
And that the figures are just solid colors. There's no printing happening. Mm-hmm. Just the molding and the.
When I was out in Denver, he had that. They have like a big Lego collection thing in their living room, and that was one of the ones that they had. And I was like, "Fuck!" Yeah, it's like everybody has that fucking set, and I didn't get it.
It's a good set.
It is. It's so good.
But I got this one just because I wanted. Here, I kicked my desk. That I hate that. Okay, it's probably worse than you punching your mic.
I didn't hear anything.
But I just wanted the America Chavez figure.
Oh hell yeah!
From that set. So and I didn't know, when did they fucking start doing posable short legs? When did they start?
That's like very recent.
Yeah.
I feel like they just started putting opposable short legs on like every short minifig. But it used to be, like you were gonna say, it's just all the solid and you couldn't bend them at all.
They couldn't sit, they couldn't, yeah. So yeah, I was like shocked when I was building that. And actually it was even after, because I don't even think I think because they were posable, I didn't even notice that the legs were short until I was like, hold on a minute, she's shorter than Doctor Strange. Oh my god, those are short legs.
What the hell? Can it like sit in a chair and everything?
I haven't tried a chair, but it looks like it could, because you have dots on the back. That's not picking up on the camera very well, but
yeah, so like maybe one of those like older like short half chairs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then I don't know if the curvature of the
Yeah, I don't know. I'd
thing
have to
will
try
fuck
it.
it up. I don't know. Yeah.
I'd have to try it. Um.
That's fucking awesome though. I
Anyway,
love it.
yeah, that's about all I've done recently.
Yeah.
Because I built that set and I've been streaming. You know,
Hell
like
yeah.
I always am, getting those videos out too.
Pumping them out.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Gonna actually
Staying
after
on schedule?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, for the most part. In fact, after we're done recording here today, I'm gonna do a stream I'm really excited for. Gonna be a video. So
Hell yeah. Oh, I don't want to spoil it.
well, the
Well, I
the
guess, yeah,
stream will have already happened,
yeah, never mind.
and then the video would be out the next week. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm gonna do because I saw another streamer I like do this. Dollop Days, shout out Dollop Days. Where you play mobile games and you have to play every game you get an ad for.
Oh, that is gonna be brutal.
Yeah.
that is rough.
Yeah, so I got my Android emulator ready to go
Hell yeah.
for that.
That is gonna be fun.
Yeah. It's gonna be just a ton of garbage.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
100%. And 95% of those games will not look like the ads.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So and then all those ads are like the people that like purposely play bad because they want you to be like, well, I could do better than that.
Yeah, I fall for that like 1 out of 10 times. I'm not gonna lie. I fall for it occasionally. They look like fun sometimes.
Yeah, they do. But I'm like, no, I shouldn't. But I have before.
Yeah. And then you delete it like 35 minutes later.
Right,
like,
exactly.
I'm never gonna play this again.
Yeah, I think that's honestly the part I'm dreading most after the stream is just going through and deleting everything.
Yeah. You're gonna have pages of shit.
Yeah,
There's
probably
gonna get to be points where like you open a game and you play like one round and already have an ad to go play a new game.
Probably before I even finish a round.
Yeah, honestly. No bueno.
Anyway, we went on this opening part maybe a bit longer than we usually do. But it's fine, you know. It's been like an extra week than usual, so even though we didn't actually have that much to catch up on, so maybe that's not an excuse. But yeah, today our topic is the OKKO Captain Planet crossover titled "The Power Is Yours," which is a phrase spoken in Captain Planet. So I actually just today was like, I've never seen Captain Planet. I need to I want to watch a couple episodes so I can give like my opinions on Captain Planet as its own thing. Before, I don't know, have you seen Captain Planet before?
I didn't, but I read a little bit about it on the Wikipedia page.
A little bit, okay. So what I did was I watched the pilot, and then I went to IMDb and I found what's the top rated episode, and I watched that too. And it's not streaming anywhere, so I actually had to like buy them like $2 a piece. And what I found was while IMDb lists all 6 seasons as one show, there's actually 3 different shows. One got 3 seasons, one got 2 seasons, one got 1 season. And I think they were done by different animation companies. Yeah, they were, because the original show was done by Deke, and the one that I watched the other episode from was done by Hanna-Barbera. And I certainly, through watching just purely on watching those 2 episodes, I thought the Hanna-Barbera one had a higher quality of animation. Now we're also looking at, it's a few years later as well, and that has to be taken into account. But it was a lot smoother. It was, but at the end of the day, it is a Saturday morning cartoon from the 90s. And that comes with its pros and cons. Certainly, they're a little dated. Watching the pilot, they're introducing these characters, and they wanted to go, they want to represent the whole planet. So they got people from all over the world to be the Planeteers. And with that came a couple stereotypes of other cultures. You know, the kid in Africa is just this like dirt farmer. The kid from South America lives in the jungle and has a pet monkey. It's not, it's not great.
That is bold.
Yeah.
That is very bold.
Um, and the characters they're good characters in their own right, but they're not great starting points to come from. And like the kid from South America is like barely clothed until he actually like joins the Planeteers and they have like their uniform or whatever. Um, but in the first episode, we're introduced. It's there's like lore behind like what they are and whatever. And it's clearly it's an anti-pollution show. That's the point of the show, was to combat pollution 30 years ago. And whew, it's tough to watch now.
Yeah, is it? A lot of the information pretty dated and stuff, I'm assuming as well.
It's not as much that it's dated, it's just like, wow, they're still doing this, huh?
Yeah.
But it's also like, it's weird how like abstract the threats were back then, because it's like some dude with a giant oil drilling robot making it walk into like a wildlife preserve and start drilling up oil, and it's like yes, the oiling is a problem, but it's not a single individual coming in here with their giant rope. It's the oil companies.
Yeah.
Are the problem. And it was the weirdest thing to me was they're like, oh, we're gonna get all this money from this oil. This is, who cares about these animals? We want the oil or whatever. Obviously, it's a cartoon, so they're cartoon villains.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then Captain Planet comes in, and they're like, oh, or actually it's even just when the Planeteers come in, just their ship is coming in, and it's like, oh, we gotta take down their ship, shoot the oil at them. It's like, isn't the oil the thing that you wanted to sell?
Yeah. Stupid.
Yes, so I was like, I'm not following the logic here.
We're gonna use this oil. We're gonna go into this land, and we're gonna take all the oil from it, and then we're gonna use all of that oil and waste all of it.
Right.
No profits.
And then also the kid from North America. He's a Brooklyn kid. He was just super like weird and funny to watch the whole time, because even before he like gets his power or whatever, they're just showing who the kids are.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Brooklyn. There's like someone getting mugged in a street by someone with a chain. Someone has a chain and is using it to mug. So I assume because they didn't want to put a gun in the cartoon. And this kid comes in, kicks the mugger's hand like a jump flying kick, and the mugger just runs away.
Yeah, that's how you
can. I'm like, this 14-year-old kid kicks you in the hand, and you're like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I was like, what is happening here?
Did they all have weird backstories like that? Were they all muggers with chains, or just Brooklyn kid?
No, just the Brooklyn kid. His name's what was his name? Wheeler? It was Wheeler. Yeah. Just Wheeler. And he's the one who gets fire. And he's just like always like in that first episode, there's like a couple instances where he like accidentally activates his power, and like they're like, oh fuck, there's a fire now.
Kind of a lughead.
Yeah, but then you got the girl from the Soviet Union, which also just dates the show a little bit, that she's from the Soviet Union. But okay, that was the thing I was saying, and maybe this is just me not knowing my history, but he comes up to the girl. He's like, wow, you like your accent, babe. That was also the weird thing. He just immediately, he's like, I like your accent, babe. Are you Russian? And she's like, Soviet, get away.
What? Who talks like that? Are you Russian, babe?
Yeah, kids in the 90s, apparently.
Yeah.
Um,
Glad that died out. Glad that
yeah.
died out.
And I see, they save the day or whatever. And then I watch this other episode, this the highest rated episode of the series,
Mhm.
comes from the Hanna Barbera, and I find this would have been like, ooh, if I think on IMDb it was even listed as a season 6 episode, so it's like near the end of the run of just all
Mhm.
of Captain Planet as a whole, and he is not much different. They get this
Exactly.
whole yeah they get this whole thing they now the weird interesting thing about this episode is it's the environmental crisis is actually not the focus here. They take care of like an environmental thing at the beginning of the episode, and then this like rich guy is like, hey, yeah, maybe I could like I want to thank you, maybe you stay in my resort for like a week or whatever.
Mhm.
And Wheeler here is like just sitting on the beach ogling all the girls the whole time. He's the same kid. But really, the focus on this episode is the poverty that the locals in the area face, and
Mm.
like, it doesn't. I do wish it touched more on like how the resort being there was a problem for them,
Yeah.
and it doesn't really focus on that. But it's like there's this kid, he can't read, and he gets roped in with a gang, and is just kind of like has to be part of it for his own safety. Like he can't go against them or whatever.
Yeah.
And the focus is on him, and it was a good episode. Like actually, I was like, oh, that's like clearly I can tell this is different than what the show does normally. But I like the message they're going with here, and it has a nice ending where he does end up like the gang tries to burn down this market, and he like stays behind and tries to help, and then the Planeteers and Captain Planet come in again to put out the fire. But like the owners of the market were like, hey, like you went against your gang. You saved our market. We're gonna adopt you
Mhm.
and
So
get you to
that
school,
happened.
and you can read and whatever.
No, that's actually really awesome because that is something that is just hardly ever touched upon is
Yeah.
not having education and stuff like that does lead to more pollution and it does affect the climate
Hmm.
and climate change and stuff like
And
that.
also just like affects like poverty. Like it's a cycle and
Yeah,
everything. So
exactly.
I was like,
It
huh,
is.
that is like a like. I was like, huh, you're going a little off topic on this one, but like I like, but it's 6 seasons. It can't just always be oil drilling and
Yeah, true.
whatever.
But also for a 90s kids cartoon, that's kind of progressive. That's a little progressive. So there might
Yeah,
have been like a few steps taken in the middle there that
yeah,
went the
yeah.
right direction.
I definitely noticed. They were when I went to that, they're going with a few less racist stereotypes
Which you
on their other
can
characters.
appreciate.
So, the pet monkey was still there, but at that point, I think it was just a beloved character. You can't really get rid
Yeah,
of the.
that's fair.
Yeah, it's certainly not something like how like with OKKO when we did that Sonic episode. I wanted to watch a few to get a base, and then I got hooked and watched the whole thing.
Yeah, this
That's not
show's like
happen.
crack.
That's not happening here.
Yeah.
I enjoyed what I saw. I'm not going to sit down and just binge watch Captain Planet.
Yeah. I feel like it
Um,
would get very sad very fast
yeah,
too.
yeah. Just also being like, we're still dealing with this, and it's worse. And I guess that brings us into the crossover episode a bit. Cause oof, yeah, I assume you've watched the actual
I've
episode.
seen this episode like 4 or 5 times,
Okay,
yeah.
it was it was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough.
It's
Um,
one of the episodes that I even forgot until I rewatched it. Like today, I was like, "Yeah, I forgot this thing kind of existed," even though I'd seen it a couple of times
uh
with
huh,
buddies and stuff now. So,
yeah, and I think it plays into the larger issue that the show as a whole has, which, and I said I've loved this show, but a very huge issue this show has is whenever it tries to take on a serious topic, it just misses the mark,
mhm.
and it really does here. Um, because it sounds like they understand what's going on at the beginning. They're like, oh hey, the robot factory is polluting too much, and that's the companies and the corporations are the problem. which even I go back to the original Captain Planet, and it has this issue a little bit, but I feel like even it still understood a little better, where it felt like yeah, there are these larger issues, but you can still do your part or whatever, and it always did that with the little message at the end. They were like, well, you can still do your part and try to,
Recycle.
yeah, and even the other one I watched, they did do like they had two messages at the end. One about reading and the importance of reading, um, but the other was about voting, which is like yeah, and especially at the time you were like yeah, voting probably could, this is something that can be handled at a government level.
Yeah.
We know better now. Then 30 years and things have only gotten worse. But I was like, wow, that like okay. And even though it's a kids cartoon, they're like, hey, when you're older, you'll be allowed to vote, and as a kid, you can still like encourage other people to vote that can and whatever. I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool. Um, but here in this particular episode, it's just like, oh, your company's the problem, but we beat them away, and then we cleaned up the plaza, but everything still sucks in the rest of the world, and we actually don't have that much time left. How about you recycle? I was like you're just gonna throw that personal responsibility shit back at us at the end, where it's like
Yep.
when we know, like now knowing that like that is not enough, and also like it is not our, like it is not on us, it is on the companies. I saw a TikTok yesterday that was like really like put a perspective for it for me, where someone was like, hey, remember when like the garbage companies would like show you the picture of the turtle with the ring around its neck and being like, you did this because you didn't recycle? It's like, motherfucker, you didn't tell me you were putting it in the goddamn ocean.
Yeah.
There was
For
an
real, though.
understanding here that it wasn't going in the ocean.
It was just being taken care of somehow.
Yeah, but you're gonna try to turn this around on us. And I'm so sorry. I just realized I've had my desktop volume low this whole time, which means you've definitely been quieter than me. Sorry, listeners and viewers, for that one. If you're
That's
still
okay.
after this far, if you've just dealt with that. um,
No, that was also like another thing that I noticed too is like halfway through the episode, everybody was just like, "Oh, well, we're gonna go swim because that's what we do now
yeah.
too."
Well,
Because
that
all
made sense to me.
flooded.
They were like, okay, the people's uncaring attitude or
Yeah, that.
whatever. That I was
But
like, okay, yeah, that is an issue that people don't care enough to
yeah,
do anything. But also, like, it feels like you're trying to throw all the responsibility on us, and we're not. I'm not
yeah.
Coca Cola.
What's the percentage? Like something like 70% of the world's pollution problems come from like 10 different
Yeah,
corporations or
something like
something
that.
like
I haven't
that.
looked at the numbers, but it's like I know Coca Cola is the biggest um, uh, perpetrator.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
So
Yeah, and those oil companies are no
the
better.
oil. Oh God, I remember I was in fuck. I had to be in like fifth grade when the BP oil spill happened.
Hmm.
Um, and I remember we had took like a current events class that year. I like
Hmm.
literally, they were trying to like. That was the year they started to try to get us like into the idea of what like high school would be like, or like going
Hmm.
to different classes for everything. There were just a few classes where you'd go to one of the other teachers' rooms
Yeah,
for it, and that was one of them. We took a current events class, and so I heard a lot about the BP oil spill that year.
yeah, oh yeah.
Um,
It pretty much dominated the news
mhm.
cycle.
Well, and at the time, I'm in fifth grade. I don't know any better. I'm like, oh man, that's just like oh, that sucks, but at least they took care of it.
Yeah.
You don't realize when you're that young that, oh no, this is part of a much larger issue.
Yep. No,
Um,
that one was just the one that happened to get the most coverage.
yeah, and on that point, I do maybe appreciate, as much as I've ragged on how they ended the OKKO episode with the whole personal responsibility thing. I did appreciate the point about solar energy, because we do need to be making the shift towards clean energy. You know what I
Yep.
read? I read we have fucking 3 years until it's irreversible.
Yeah.
3.
Yep. It's like
And it's
nothing.
not like major news. I read it one place. I'm not seeing that everywhere. Like this, like fuck, man. That's
That's why
terrifying. That's
a
genuinely
big
terrifying.
get your solar panels installed. They're expensive off the cut, but the dividends that it pays back to you eventually gets to the point where literally like municipalities will pay you to have
Hmm.
like use your solar panels for energy and stuff like that.
But also,
So,
like, again, with the whole personal responsibility thing, there is an empty patch of desert that we could fill with solar panels and power the
mhm,
entire country with.
mhm,
And we're
yeah,
not. Why are we not doing that? Why is that not something we're already working on?
because it wouldn't pay
Because
off right
the
away.
because the oil lobbyists and the coal lobbyists and
Mhm,
that's exactly why the oil and coal lobbyists, they want to keep the
mhm.
fossil fuels around, and that's what's fucking like destroying this planet. But
Money,
instead,
man.
Elon Musk just is like, ah, we'll live on Mars.
Yeah, the rich people will live on Mars.
Yeah, I mean, we had like a whole Loki episode about it, right? Like only the
Yeah.
rich were got to leave while that moon was being destroyed and whatever.
Yep. No,
Like that's
that's yeah.
if you think it'd be any different here, that the rest of us won't just get left behind to slowly die and choke on the toxic atmosphere of the planet.
Hey, sign me up. We're headed that way.
Ugh,
Let's go.
fuck.
Party.
I mean, like I don't like being like this because I don't want to just be like doomsayer and
Yeah.
just be like, hey, there's no hope because. But we need to fucking do something here.
Yep.
Um,
Call your politicians.
yeah.
Email them. Write them.
As
Let
for
them
the
know how you
episode
feel.
itself, it's to
It's
put
an
it back on
episode of
track.
OKKO that
It's
exists.
yeah, it's animated well. I don't know how I feel about how Kwame and Captain Planet look in this art style.
Hmm.
It's kind of weird, especially like there's just a few parts where like Captain Planet's face is really weird. Like I feel like the joke was they wanted to like make him look detailed and like they wanted it to look weird, but it didn't land for me. I was just like,
Yeah.
because it's not something the show does often.
Yeah.
Like if it was SpongeBob does that all the time. I'd be like, oh okay, yeah, you're just doing that for a little bit. But OKKO does not do that. And
No.
yeah, anyway, where are you at in the show by the way now at this point?
So I'm like halfway through season 2.
Oh,
I've
okay.
watched the first season like 3 or 4 times now because I've restarted it with friends. So like when I said I went to Denver and stuff, I restarted it so that my buddy Chris could watch it and stuff. But
And
yeah.
they were
No.
enjoying it.
Oh my God, yes, they love it. Chris actually does like he draws his own comics and stuff. And so he was like all about OKKO and the whole little card system that they had,
Yeah.
which also the Captain Planet, we brought it up the last time we did the Sonic thing.
Right, yeah.
Captain Planet also had the little
The power
planet
level of
instead of
planet.
like instead of the ring. So whatever that means.
Because I think they just don't want to give like the crossover characters official
Yep.
power designations.
Yep.
So,
No.
but yeah, and like we ragged on this episode for so long. We love the show.
Oh
We
God,
love the
I
show.
love
This is
OKKO.
this is this is one dud in a sea of amazing episodes
Yes.
for this show.
Yes.
Like I said, it's really the only like bad ones are the ones where they try to like really take on like a serious issue that they're just not equipped to handle in the format.
Hmm. What's your favorite episode that you've seen? I mean,
Oh,
you've seen it all now,
I've seen
haven't
it
you?
all.
Yeah.
Parents' Day and Monster Party are really good to me. They speak to me because of I think Enid is a trans allegory through them and the whole witch ninja thing. I can
Mhm.
see through that and I can connect to. And so they those leave an impression on me. And Monster Party is one we will talk about because I didn't even realize when I watched it, but it is a crossover. We'll talk about that eventually.
Ooh, hell
Um,
yeah.
it's like a Scooby Doo movie or something. There's just some of the characters are it was like was like, yeah, these are characters from one of the Scooby Doo movies. I was like, oh, okay.
Interesting. Hell yeah.
Well, I guess now the flashbacks being in the Hanna-Barbera style makes more sense. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's an episode we'll talk about some other time. But those are a couple of my favorites.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
because they were something I could connect to more.
Mhm. Definitely does help.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a great show. I'm excited for you to keep watching it. We'll cover the rest of the crossover episodes sooner rather than later. I think like other than new stuff coming out, like they will be our focus for a while. Until we're through them. We still got two more to cover because we got that one and we got the big like the crossover Nexus episode that had like
Mhm.
Steven Universe and Ben 10 and Teen Titans Go. Um, but before we do that, and maybe I'm a bit hesitant to commit to something before it's out because it didn't work so well this time. But I think the next episode will cover the new Chip and Dale movie coming out for Disney Plus, which doesn't look great.
Didn't even know it was coming up.
But that's kind of got like a whole Roger Rabbit thing going on. There's a whole bunch of other like Disney characters in it.
Okay.
So we could cover that next time.
Yeah, I'd be down to do that.
I'm not expecting it to be a positive review.
Oh, I think it's gonna be amazing. Based on what I just found immediately searching it, I think it may be my movie of the year.
I when they announced it, I was really excited, and I keep seeing more of it, and I'm like, oh,
No.
oh. Well, so one thing that like the movie sounds great on paper, but once you get deeper into it, and it's like, oh, I like the idea of like, okay, they were like the stars of their show, of the actual like Rescue Rangers show, and they're kind of like, oh, Dale, that's the concept of Dale getting a CGI surgery to not be 2D animated anymore. I'm like, okay, that's fun,
Yeah.
but your 2D animation is CGI. You just cell shaded 3D models. So that's really losing a lot of the point of that,
Mhm.
which is something that's supposed to last for the whole movie, and you've already off the bat diminished the value of it.
That is kind of frustrating.
Um, and then you have the whole issue with the villain is a washed up middle aged Peter Pan who's like lost his fame or whatever. Oh wow, that's a unique. Okay, that's an interesting take on. And then you look into how Peter Pan's voice actor was treated, the like actual original Peter Pan, like the child who voiced him, and you're like, oh, that's in really, really bad taste to do that to that character.
Yeah.
Because some of the stuff you're doing there is stuff that the voice actor like actually took like had issues with. And you're just like,
That is super scuffed.
yeah, like maybe if you did that with a different character,
Yeah.
like why not Oswald? Like Oswald's like an actual character that's like been forgotten. That was like the point of the game Epic Mickey. You ever played Epic Mickey?
I have not.
Oh, it's a great game. It's actually like so good.
Is it?
Yeah, I need
What's
to.
it on?
I will finish it one day, but it's like actually like just so unique and fun and
Hell yeah.
but that was like a big part of it. Um, so yeah, I don't know, just like if they had just done it with a different, and I'm sure I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that that wasn't intentional and they just picked like an
Yeah.
old character to do it with, but like it just feels like in really bad taste when you look at what the actor went through.
Yeah. No,
So
100%.
we'll
And I feel
see.
like
I'll need to actually watch some Rescue Rangers before the movie comes out so I can give an
yeah.
opinion on that. But yeah. Hey, you were saying something. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, I yeah, I can't imagine it would be too hard to shift that kind of stuff that they wanted to talk about with Peter Pan's character onto another character either.
Mhm.
Like you said, there's plenty of other characters they can choose from and
Yeah.
stuff. So, yeah.
Some unpopular character or some more middle of the road. something like Peter Pan, because Peter Pan is known. Like, you know Peter Pan today. He's not a
Yeah.
forgotten, which was something I thought was weird. And going back to Epic Mickey, that so part of the thing is there's like this whole land of like the forgotten character or whatever. And Oswald actually hates Mickey because Oswald was like the Walt Disney character until Mickey
Hmm.
came along, and Oswald was forgotten, right? And that's like a big crux of the story. And the whole point is everyone there is forgotten characters. Why is Captain Hook there? People know Captain Hook.
Yeah, everybody loves Captain Hook. I mean,
Um, right. Like, he's a known character. Like,
yeah.
that was weird to me. Um, they at least they made it make sense for Donald and Goofy to be there because they weren't actually Donald and Goofy. They were like robots of them that Oswald had built.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, okay, that was okay.
It can
But
be explained
but
away.
it's like actual Captain Hook, and I'm like, he's like Peter Pan is like people know Peter Pan.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That is weird.
Anyway, I've gone on like a whole tangent here. I feel like we even like barely ended up talking about the episode itself, but I don't know like how much there was to say. We definitely spent more time talking about just Captain Planet as a whole. But
that's okay because I feel like we talked about OKKO
right,
before.
yeah, we've
You
already
kind
talked
of
about
you
OKKO.
get the gist of OKKO by watching a couple episodes. You know how
Yeah.
the episodes go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
We covered the main points of the episode
Yeah.
itself. And this episode's already like over 45 minutes, and there's not much more to say. So, kind of ended up on a whole tangent about like what we're gonna do next time. So,
But
yeah, but we'll see you there. And next week should be that. If you're on the YouTube channel, next week should be that stream video of the phone game thing that I'm excited to do coming up here in like an hour and a half on my time. So,
phone game.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't envy you for having to do that. So.
Well, it was my choice. I don't have to do it.
Yeah,
I can do
true.
it. So, yeah. If you have any crossovers that you want us to cover, let us know because like I said last time, this is only going to get us so far. We already lost one that we thought we were going to have. So, yeah. Goodbye.
Oh
Oh my god.